We got the cross on the 4 hour, the ichimoku cloud that I mentioned a couple of videos ago. Right here we have the baseline, which is red, crossing down below the conversion line, which is in blue here, above the ichimoku cloud green, with green cloud ahead of us and the lagging span behind us, above price action and above the ichimoku cloud green, which indicates bullish momentum coming into the market, and we are more than likely going to be continuing to the upside. But look at this. We have bearish divergences on the daily. We also have bearish divergence on the weekly. So while I think we do have a little bit more momentum to go to the upside, I think we will have some kind of a retracement. So in today's video, we want to have a look at where we could be going and where we would retrace to, and what day we are most likely to retrace to. And that sounds great. We'd love for you to like this video, subscribe, join our community, and you can also check out all of the resources that we have for you below in the description. Looking at the macro again, we have this massive ascending triangle here, right? We've touched it 1-2 times, got rejected before we even touched it down here. I mean, we could do that if we wanted to. Shorten this a little bit. That's probably a little bit more accurate, which means that by the 18th of September at the latest, we will have broken out of it, but we could be breaking out even more. My sense of it is that we'll probably come back up, retest the resistance, come back down here to retest this as support, and then come back up and then fulfill the target of the ascending triangle, which is just under the all-time high at 68,185. Previous all-time high, remember, was 68,500, somewhere around there. So we also have a cup and handle, remember, from the other videos that I have done. This is a bullish pattern. We haven't broken out of the neckline for that yet, really, unless you want to bring the neckline down here a little bit, and the target for that is 55,361. So we're heading higher, but with those bearish divergences on the weekly and the daily, that means that a dump is imminent, right? Sometime in the next day or week, we should be seeing that play out, because bearish divergences or bullish divergences on daily and weekly larger time frames generally play out. Zooming in now, we have this bull flag. We're in the green zone, which is where we had quite a lot of sideways trading in the last bull market, and the bull flag target is 37,306. So we've got several bullish targets here that we can be looking at taking some profit to load back up on the dip, right? Now the new moon is on the 17th, and the new moon is usually where we find a pump coming into the new moon, and then we dump out of it. And if you haven't seen my videos on using the moon phases let's just get that out of the way, the moon phases, here's the new moon at the top, it's blue, and we usually move on up, find a local top, and then reverse back down again. If you follow this cycle all the way back, you will find that there is a pretty consistent pattern with only a very few moments where there is a divergence, and this would be one of them here. We had a new moon and we actually kept pumping. We didn't really get a considerable retracement, a little one here, but nothing to speak about. So it can happen that we do surpass the 17th as a date to dump on. But with those bearish divergences on the weekly and the daily, and also now on the 4 hourly, the moment we get a bearish divergence on the hourly, I would say that it's imminent that we would get a retracement. So will we break out of this bull flag so that we will retrace? We come up here today, maybe go sideways over the weekend, retrace back here on the new moon, and then take off and fulfill these bullish patterns. I'm leaning towards that being the case, right? Because if we come down here and have a look at the 4 hour, remember we've got that ichimoku cloud has flipped bullish on the 4 hourly. So what could happen here is that we get a slight A, B, C to the downside, or we could bounce off of here right now. So now what I want to do is start looking at the lower time frames to give me an idea of, are we going to break out here and create a breakout, which would be a long trade. If we come up above the breakout point at 31.86, 31.842, that is a really good place to enter into a long, in my opinion, and then head on up. You want to be looking out for that. So looking for smaller time frames to see. We are getting into this oversold territory though, so with that bearish divergence on the 4 hour, I think that it is so difficult to call, right? But at the moment, because there's so much positivity in the market because of the XRP, the Ripple partial win that we had yesterday, I think there's so much positivity, and I'm kind of feeling like today we may get the move up out of this bull flag and we break out and head up to those other positions. Coming down into the 1 hour, we don't have any divergences to help us figure out, but we are in the middle of the trend reversal here, so we have got room to move up. We've got whale money flow coming in on the short-term time frame, so in the next few hours we might see this price action tick up, and then if it ticks up and starts coming up into the first target zone, then what we are looking at is a potential creation of a bearish divergence. So if we start coming up here, and that would be good. It's like if we can get to 37,306 before the 17th, which is on Monday, that means that we would have some kind of bullish reaction over the weekend instead of the very slow trading sideways that we normally get. That would be really awesome. Now, one more warning sign that I've got is that if we don't break up above and create a higher high today or over the weekend, we are still in the danger zone of this bull flag turning into a Bart Simpson, which I talked about yesterday. And Bart Simpsons are sudden moves. So we've got Bart Simpson's head coming up here. Then we've got the here, we've got a little bit of a something about Mary popping up there, coming back down, and then if this dumps, and it dumps really hard, we could be coming back down to 24,800 or 29,500 is a nice landing spot. We do now have very, very strong support here, and if we only come down to 29,500 and then bounce off of that, that would invalidate this Bart Simpson, and it would validate that we've got the bull flag's probably going to play out and break up to the upside. So what do you do? Well, you've got to risk manage. It's like, I think that for me personally, I would rather be in the market than out of it waiting on the side for lower prices, just because we've got so much positivity that has come in to the market. And if you have a look at what's gone on with XRP, it's just crazy. And now the alts are having a go, right? Not only that, if we go over to the where is it? The Dixie, we broke critical support. We've had a bounce, but normally when we see downward action on the Dixie, we start seeing bullish momentum coming in for Bitcoin. So this is quite normal in the crypto space, that we have contradictory or conflicting bearish and bullish signs. But what it just means is that on the bigger time frame, right, on the bigger time frame, we are super bullish, right? But on the shorter time frame, we could have a small retracement back or a sizable retracement. I would still call anything above 20,000 for me would be a small retracement, right? So that means when you're looking at putting in your trades or looking at buying and dollar cost averaging, you want to do it in a way that is really methodical with how you're layering in your trades. And what I mean by that is, if you're not in and you want to get in, you would put a little bit in on the breakout, add more when we've got the confirmed breakout, so that you're in for the bull run and you don't miss it, right? But you have more on the side just in case we do get that sudden move to the downside. So the next couple of days are quite perilous. And remember, we've got the new moon on Friday, and we usually pump into the new moon. So I'm leaning 90% towards getting a little bit of a pump today, coming back down and retracing around the new moon or just after the new moon, and then continuing on with the bullish reaction. And when we do that, we're going to be completing a wave 5. If you haven't seen the Elliott wave count that I did, when did I do that? Over the last few times, this is what I'm looking at. It's Elliott wave count. 1, 2, there's 3, that's 4, and now we're looking to complete the 5th wave. We have actually fulfilled the elements for a 5th wave if you look at the micro counting. However, I think on the 4-hour and on the daily, I still think that there's a little bit more juice to go, in which case we could come up. And then what you're looking for, depending on where this ends up being at the end there, if we've put in that 4th wave, we would be looking at a target of a minimum target of 35,900 and a maximum target if we overextend, because usually 5th waves are not bigger than the 3rd wave, but we can every now and then overextend, then we could come up to about 40,000, 43,000, 42,000. Maybe there's, if you look to the left, there's significant resistance here, right there at 41,100, right? So that is what we are looking at. If you've got any questions and you want to interact, we'd love for you to put comments in the comment section or head on over to our Discord server, Conscious Crypto Traders. The link for that is in the description below. And if you find this interesting, what we do here is we're actually a tutorial channel. So we're teaching all the time how to look at the charts. We're teaching mindset. We're also teaching how to incorporate numerology and astrology into your trading so you become more conscious, which means that you make better decisions, and ultimately the goal is to be more profitable. If that sounds great, we would love for you to connect with us in Discord, as well as make a comment and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, trade consciously.